So over the course of the league, I've tried multiple different levels of investment for destructive play and crop rotation, and I think I have found the ideal level of investment for, at least for me. There's multiple things that you could run, but this is the same. This is the same exact atlas from the last strategy, and this is what I found that I think I like the most. My investment's pretty straightforward for the most part. I have in the Deuce tab here, I have 20 maps. And in those 20 maps, I have about 200 chaos. We pull this up here. Yeah, total chaos value, 200. So that's my total investment. If you look at the maps, the map cost is 85. The sextant cost is 115. So I'm not using any scarabs once again, as I have stream of consciousness allocated. So if I take 115 maps have all been found myself, so I didn't pay for any of them. So if I take the 115, which most of this I found myself as well, I paid 45 for the one compass. That's really my own investment. Everything else I get just simply by rolling sextants. So actually, let's do this properly then. 45 divided by 20. My total investment is approximately 2 chaos per map. That is minimal. If you want to consider all the sextants, the investment from the sextants that I lost from not selling, we can go with 115 divided by 5, or divided by 20, sorry. So 5 points. If you want to, the maps I self-sustain, so I'm not worried about those. I farmed every single one of them. So at the low end, you're looking at 2.5, and if you use the bodyguards, this one down here, then this is a 0 investment strategy. These are just rolled sextants from myself, and this is most likely how I would go about running this strategy. After doing low tier, mid tier, high tier, and no investment, I think this is where the ideal balance lies. This is a very low investment, but it's the compasses that I have found, or sorry, the sextants that I have found to be the most successful in terms of profitability. Additionally, while you're rolling this, while you're rolling sextants in general to sell or to use for other strategies, I would be looking out for the life force ones, and I would stockpile them. I'd also be looking for anything that says drops Conqueror maps, Shaper maps, or Guardian or Elder maps. And those are highly valuable, and you can simply replace the quality to rarity sextant right here whenever you get one. And it's a very easy swap in. That way the whole thing is basically just self-sustained. There's some, I guess, investment into sextants, but once again, you're rolling basically everything. I just like this bodyguard sextant because it drops 2 maps instead of 1. But once again, that's up to you. This is what I found to be most ideal. In terms of the atlas, once again, atlas is the same as last time. I'm going to link in the description. I'm focused on several things. I have trial glory, I have maps, I have essence, I have harvest, and I have destructive play. And we're going to get going. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 maps, and I'm gonna go like this, and this, and I have 9 runs left over on the previous one I used, so I don't even have to allocate that at the moment. So we're gonna just go like this, and then I'm gonna just get going. The only thing I'm doing, so I just misspoke technically a few moments ago. So the total investment in terms of like scarabs, sextants, and maps is basically 0. If you want to be technical from the perspective of what I had to purchase compared to what I had to, it's a minimum of 2.75 ish, and then up to 5. That being said, if you want to include the additional essence I'm adding on, this is a 2 chaos investment per map to add 2 additional essences per map. So that would make the total investment be what? Between 2, depending on how you look at this, either 2 chaos, 4.75 chaos, or 7 chaos. Once again, I've rolled everything except for the one bodyguard which I purchased. So for me, this would be a 4.75 chaos investment per map, and we're just going to get going. My total investment into this strategy was 200 chaos, and I filmed a short introduction video, and then I have completed, this is 20 maps. These are just simply out, I think I chiseled these, but you obviously don't have to. My investment was using the sextants I mentioned earlier, and this is my total loot from 20 maps. Once again, this is very minimal in terms of investment, and all I was looking for was to see how much profit this would generate. So I have compiled that in a stash tab here, and this is the stash tab, and it's showing 8.4 divine. Now here's the thing. This is by far the best results I've received. And if I take the wonderful calculator out here, this is not 8.4 divine per hour. This is actually, it's actually a bit more than that. So I've mentioned before that this right here is undervalued in terms of its total value. It's off by about, in this case, it's off by about half a divine. So that's really about 2.5, but we'll ignore that completely. If you take the 8.4 divine, right, and you divide that by 0.667, that's how long it took. It took me 3/4 or 2/3 of an hour to run this. So there's your actual divine per hour. And if you subtract out the total investment cost, which is 200 chaos for 20 maps, so 12.5, if I multiply this number by 240, and then subtract 200, 2,822 chaos per hour, roughly speaking, generated from this strategy. And this is, once again, this is with essence, crop rotation, destructive play, and just farming maps. I don't, the Cortex, as much as I'd like to say, hey, that's a lucky drop, it really isn't. I come across a Cortex about every 20 to 30 maps. So past that, Life Force was not lucky in any capacity. I had almost no non-wilts, so that wasn't anything great. And then I only had 3 of the total, like, I don't know, there were tons of essences that I farmed, and out of the total essences, only 2 of them converted, which is also extremely unlucky. So I feel like the total loot is actually a bit low compared to what it could be. But I think this is by far the best strategy, and for this one, I don't think you have to stick with just essence. I think you'll come out roughly the same if you were to do temple, or if you were to do heist instead of essence. I also did not come across a single buff trial of glory, so that was kind of crap, but it is what it is. But yeah, I you know, it's a very solid strategy, and I have to do basically no investing to do this. This is using basically sextants that you already roll, and normally would just either A, throw out, or B, chuck in a tab somewhere and probably not use them. But yeah, this is probably the optimal strategy that I could find for minimal investment into crop rotation and maximizing returns. Hope the information helps. Thanks for watching.